All right, we're back with the Motivational Minute with Rocky Reeves from Rock Hard Fitness. And we were with you a couple weeks ago before the first iteration of the Optimal Ice Alaska program out at the O'Malley Ice and Sports Center. And I think you've had 2 weeks under your belt. Is that right?
2 weeks.
2 good weeks.
2 good weeks.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So what was the initial feedback? How are you feeling about the program? And what have you seen so far?
It's actually been really exciting to be on the ice with the kids. I didn't realize I was going to have so much fun out there with those guys, which, you know, I was a kid. I was in their skates at one time, right? So I have a massive amount of empathy, and it's only going to grow. So, I mean, these guys really pull on my heart a little bit. I know what they want, and which makes it easy to motivate them if you know what they want.
So what's the number one thing you've seen that you think they're hungering for, they're missing from their current programs or school or whatever else they're doing with their time?
I just think time on task is a really important thing.
Explain that. What do you mean by time on task?
Like, I want them to be in a creative state. Hockey's such a creative game. Obviously, you have your structured stuff with your teams, but I want them to be kids. I want them to have fun and understand the game from its roots, which is really this idea of basically a bunch of friends getting on the ice and enjoying competing against each other.
Yeah.
So a lot of good things can come out of that. I've seen some pretty quick growth out of a lot of the kids right away, and we're just scratching the surface.
So what's an example of some on-ice growth? I know it's only been a couple weeks. It's not like you've had a long period of time on task to really develop specific things, but what's an example of something you've seen on the ice that somebody's had a little bit of an internal victory with?
Well, I actually think it starts off the ice. I mean, the excitement that I've been able to see. I think the first day there was a little bit of reluctancy all the way around. You got to get to know people and kind of know their learning styles a little bit.
Had you met any of these kids?
Never met any of them.
Okay, so all new, all
well,
fresh.
One of them I had met before, but
okay.
I never really had any conversations with them.
Yeah, okay.
So from that perspective, you know, it certainly starts in the locker room, right? If you can tell that they're excited, then you can find creative ways to channel that excitement and turn it into an energy force for good, for sure.
And were you able to cultivate that a little bit in the locker room prior to either the first or the second skate, just a little bit of that excitement and understanding and knowing who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest things, too, is looking at how the kids are now showing up with their snack packs. And I'm checking snack packs, right? And, you know, I got them for 3 hours, right? So
when you're saying snack pack, I'm assuming they're not rolling up with Oreos and Snickers bars and shit like that, right?
I would hope, right?
Okay.
I mean, I'm double checking, too.
Yeah, all right.
But pretty good, right? I mean, I think that's always a good start because, you know, this idea of fueling the body and timing it right is huge, obviously, for these young growing athletes. So
yeah,
you know, if we can build up that readiness, and it's really simple stuff, right? I mean, like I say snack pack, but I'm not kidding. I carry around with me all the time because I'm hungry. I'm hungry all the time. So.
I've seen it. You always offer.
Yeah.
You always offer. You're always nice.
Yeah.
The other day we met and you came in with that watermelon juice, like fresh squeezed watermelon, poured some in, and first I turned it down, but like once you start getting on that health kick and you know, you put a little bit of effort into what you're putting in your body, like it, not only does it taste good, it's better than the other crap that you have. And like, you really notice a difference. It's clean. You're putting good fuel in your body and you've seen, it sounds like the kids kind of buy into and understand that a little bit.
Yeah. One of the kids, I got a report from his dad pretty recently, just a couple of days ago, that he said he's already been eating salads and turning down the cup of noodles.
That's
and,
huge.
You know, the microwave noodles and stuff like that. So, you know, of course I giggle when I hear that because I didn't have any conversations with the kid about it. But I think, you know, through some of the education that I gave to the dad, I think he shared with the kid and then, you know, was able to kind of, you know, like you said last week, I mean, sometimes the kids don't listen to their parents, you know, so
most of the time.
I think that's of high value, right? I mean, if I can get them to do these little things and make these little tweaks, to me, it turns into big results.
Yeah.
So, and for growing athletes, I think you got to do that anyways. So, obviously, you can kill multiple birds with one stone.
All right. Well,
If
it's
you do
good.
it right.
I mean, it's good you're already hearing feedback. And like when you talk about sharing specific things with the parents and then the parents are sharing it with the kids, like what does that look like in terms of, the items you're sharing? Is it just like a pamphlet? Is it a blog post? Is it an article that you're writing?
Yeah,
like, what are you sharing?
Most of it's blog posts
Okay.
stuff, but I like to be short and sweet with that too. I mean, you can over educate, I guess. I mean, if I can get it onto one page, that's certainly what I like to do, because I know the parents really just need the bullet points and go, tell me what I need to do, and then we can figure out the why as we go.
Yeah, something that's easy to download to the kids, right?
Sure,
Where like
absolutely.
the parent doesn't have to dig through and do, 20 minutes worth of homework just to get the kid to even understand, right?
Exactly.
So as long as it's easy to transfer.
Yeah, it really
sounds
needs
like
to be
they'll
a
respond.
checklist type of thing, and then of course we can get into the whys as we go. But you got to, in this instance, I think it's ready, fire, aim.
Yeah.
And then kind of work out the details as you go.
Now, what about the mental aspect of the game? Because I know that's something you've got a lot of experience in that I think can help these kids in terms of, fueling your body is one thing. What you do on the ice is another, but there's that whole gap in between. And we forget how much our brain and our mindset has a part of any sport that we play and any work that we do. What have you done, or what are the things that you've written so far that pertain specifically to mindset and how to approach either practice or games?
Well, we haven't gotten into too much of that yet.
Okay.
I think that's a process that'll unfold as we go. I mean, you got to remember, I've captured some of these kids they've just started their hockey season. So, I think as we go and as I grow and as they grow in their development, and I'm helping them create that culture about what their visions are, I think this will start to unfold a little bit more. I think you can do this a couple ways. Obviously, you can load a lot of stuff on them right away and see what sticks. But
yeah,
I think learning styles can vary. So it's very important that you kind of meet everybody where they are and then try to just give them little nuggets. The old saying is, don't throw a loaf of bread at a bird, feed them crumbs, and they'll follow you, right? So
that's good.
So I think
I throw the whole loaf, bro. Whole loaf.
Well, they say you're not supposed to feed the birds bread, but it's a good analogy.
It's fun. I grew up my whole life. I fed birds bread, ducks bread. Man, come on.
Yeah,
it's a good time. So what about the program coming up and what you're seeing from the dryland side? Is there anything that's been eye opening because hockey's one thing, but you guys are doing if I'm not mistaken, an hour and 15 minutes on the ice. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then you're undressing and you're getting over to the gym and you're hitting the gym to do a dryland session too. So you're really talking about killing two birds with one stone. Like this is like the ultimate efficient program where you're doing the on ice development, you're doing the dryland training, and then you're building in this whole nutrition aspect. That's the three corners of this triangle that you're building. Like what does that look like so far?
Well, again, they're in season right now. I know that they had a tournament this weekend, so I was careful not to burn them out too much on Wednesday. And, I did ask one of the parents to, give me some feedback on how they're feeling, because in-season programs look quite a bit different than out-of-season programs. So if they've got a game, let's say Friday morning, your Wednesday on ice is what it is, and then your off ice is going to be, a little bit of stretching. They do some light agility work, lunge variations, different mobility drills.
So you're not like hammering the box jumps and doing tons and tons of...
Not too much of that right now. They do a little sprinkle here and there.
Okay.
But, just to see where they're at. But
are they engaged? Are they engaged on the dryland side though? It's been good?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're having fun. And I think a bunch of them even went over to Get Air after that for a couple hours. So,
perfect. So their batteries are clearly more full than mine are. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, I forget what it's called now. It's the Alaska Club that's running that now.
Oh, they changed it?
Yeah, I think they took it over. But it's interesting, and it's great to be able to have the rink right there. You've got the dryland court right next door. You're doing all this nutrition stuff and the feedback to the parents after the fact. I'm personally excited to hear about how the program continues to grow. I know there's a few families that are still interested. I assume giving you a call, texting you, emailing you, that's a good way to just ask questions and get engaged as far as what the program offers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What's the number again?
222-5251.
All right, 222-5251. And I know Rocky's really good with texting. Email, obviously you can do, what's the email address for that?
It is trainrhf@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. So 222-5251 or trainrhf@gmail.com. So if you're interested in Optimal Ice Alaska, which is a great program operating out at the O'Malley Rink, Kids show up about 12:15 on Wednesdays, hitting the ice at 12:45, on the ice till 2, and then dry land gets up at 3. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. So that's a good summary of the program, and we're going to continue to do these little, bi-weekly catch-ups and just let you know how the program's developing, and hopefully we can get a few more great players and families involved and continue to expand the offerings of on-ice and off-ice training for hockey players in Alaska. I appreciate you doing what you're doing, and obviously I wish you the best of success, and let's keep pushing this thing.
Thanks again for having me.
Thanks, Rock.